Okay, welcome to another Free Energy Friday. This is Michael, and today we're going to be talking about the mysterious water car. Okay, so if you were like an 80s, 90s kid like me, you probably heard about the water car or the mystery of, like it was on the X-Files episode. The mysterious car powered by water, that existed, and that the government shut it down or assassinated the person that invented it. And, it ran on pure water, and you didn't need gasoline or anything, and it, like, yeah. So that, it was like hidden in a warehouse or something, and no one knew how to replicate it because the big oil came in and shut it down. And so anyways, it's not as secret as you might think it is. There have actually been a number of inventors that have claimed to produce a car that runs purely on water or water and electricity, on something known as Brown's gas, also called HHO by more recent researchers. And what it consists of is basically water, and then you do electrolysis, something you learn in high school chemistry, and then it breaks H2O, and it breaks it down into 2 hydrogen atoms and one oxygen. One oxygen. And then those you implode back into H2O. And that's how you energy. And that's how you power the water car. So, they say, oh, it's, it takes too much energy, to run it, and blah, blah, blah. Well, it takes more energy to run than you get back. Well, kind of, but, like, you charge your batteries with solar or some other source, and really, it's like a hydrogen on demand sort of vehicle. And if you have some other way to charge your batteries, you come out ahead. So it's going to take less storage for batteries if it's an electric car, or if it's a internal combustion engine that runs on HHO gas. It's going to have a few extra batteries and a water tank, and it's going to run like a normal internal combustion engine. And so it's going to be, as far as weight goes, less batteries than an EV, and then just the water tank instead of the gas tank. So that's basically your water car, in theory. So there's been a number of people that have actually claimed to have had a successful water car. One is a ex-NASA engineer called, I think, Danny Dingle, and his were just square plates in a sort of tank. As far as I saw in the video, it was on YouTube. All you could see were square plates in like a tank of water, basically. And yeah, and he ran the car on a tank of water that was open on top, or maybe he closed it, I don't know. But when he was showing it's just a regular engine, and you know, he had like I think one battery in there from what I could tell. But it doesn't. It didn't really show you any of the setup. It was just like a news report. And so Dingle, NASA. That was one inventor, you know, in the news. Another, which is like really legendary, is Joe. The Joe cell. That one started out on YouTube, or like the other videos. That was really legendary, but then they made a bunch of later videos. I guess I didn't really watch all of them. Was basically a number of metal cylinders in a glass jar or tank, or metal. Or some people made metal ones, and then it had the water in it. And then you fed the tube out to like a carburetor. And you're able to inject the gas into your engine and combust it. But somehow it took like special water, or you know, people had a hard time reproducing it, because supposedly it ran without any power source, because it was like powered by some special magnetism or something like that. Some people thought it ran on orgone. Some people thought it was like a special charge on the plates. But basically the center one was positive, and the outer, or negative, sorry, and it connected to the battery, and the outer one was positive, and you're supposed to get like bigger bubbles, and then you knew it was working correctly. Yeah, so some people put like a cone, and they used all steel as the outside, but they had more well, Joe Schmo, as he was called, his cell was actually a glass jar. So in his first videos. So we need to title this water car. Okay. So Joe Schmo, or whatever his nickname was, he used a glass jar, and then just a punch top, and you know, recycled jar, and hose. So yeah, he was able to run a little car off of it. But he had like a special setup where he used like a cut up fire extinguisher deal, where he had a cell in that he used to charge the water, so he needed to like charge the water till it had big bubbles. And there's like a video circulating on the internet. Of him like describing how he set it all up. Yeah, I guess that's about all I need to say about that. And then kind of lastly, we have Stanley Meyer. And that one is actually the main one that you hear about, the water car and the guy getting assassinated. He actually managed to get a patent on his device, which was basically a water tank with a bunch of electrodes kind of in a circle like that. And then he had a special setup, well, like a circuit that fed it. Or actually, it would be up here. The water would be up here, and then the bubbles would come up. And he actually got a patent because like it worked. I mean, he designed a special electrolysis system, but there's there's a patent for the system, or the design of the electrodes itself, that supposedly ran more efficiently than the battery would need to produce energy, like the combustion, recharge the battery and stuff. So it was more efficient, and you could run on a few gallons of water. You could go like several hundreds of miles or something like that. So his was the first viable water car, and yeah, and he got assassinated as soon as he got his patents and everything, because he wouldn't let anyone buy out his patent. Yeah, so there's a whole story about that. You can look it up on the internet. Yeah, and there's even videos of him driving it around. Well, same with Joe Cell. But Joe Cell, kept quiet his name and everything. So he could survive, because that was back, at the same time. That was back at about the same time. Maybe a little earlier was the Stanley Meyer one, because this is kind of going back in time. But yeah, nowadays there's tons of people experimenting with HHO and brown gas, and people are getting all sorts of successes. But the Joe Cell actually had this weird thing where he would use it for welding, and he could melt things into bricks, which is really weird. He could melt metal into bricks. And it wouldn't harm. He could melt metal into a brick, and with a torch made out of HHO gas, and it wouldn't burn his hand, which was weird as heck. So there's obviously some strange physics going on here. Joe Cell. So he could weld metal into bricks, and it wouldn't burn his hand. So there's some weird physics going on there. Well, I assume because you got the hydrogen and oxygen singlets. Yeah, I probably did that wrong, chemistry-wise. Yeah, Stanley Meyer had a specific patent. I can't remember or a specific circuit. Can't remember how it was arranged, but you can look that up on the internet on freeenergy.ws. I think there's a dash in there, but otherwise Google Peter Linderman. He has the circuit. Peter Lindemann has the circuit that was in the patent for Stanley Meyer's water car, or the one that they used anyways for the generating hydrogen, because he used a special sort of oscillating, ringing sort of deal that would more efficiently break the water apart. And some people have also used radio or microwaves, just to split the water more efficiently. And then they've used that for welding processes or whatnot. There was a news clip about a man using radio or microwaves. And I can't remember what his name was, but it was, if you look up water, radio, microwaves, you should get the news clip about it. Okay, so I think that about covers everything in regards to this. Oh yeah, also you can even buy HHO machines off the internet, mainstream sort of deal ones. And I know they're selling things, that you can boost your car's economy engine-wise. There's supposedly kits that you can hook right up to your car. So it's that mainstream nowadays. You know, and back when I was a kid, you know, it was all like, ooh, spooky, you know. So yeah, so you can even buy stuff off the internet that does this. So yeah, so I highly recommend you look into the Joe cell, because that stuff's pretty cool. Some of the stuff it does on the videos. So yeah, Brown's gas, HHO, stuff to research. I don't know. It's really fun just to look at the stuff that the people do. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, something to take a look at. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next segment.